The historical significance of Greece, 10 captivating facts. Greece, often referred to as the cradle of Western civilization, is a country whose historical legacy is deeply intertwined with the development of culture, politics, and philosophy as we know it today. Its influence extends far beyond its borders, shaping the very foundation of modern democracy, the arts, science, and even the structure of our societies. From ancient times to the present day, Greece has been at the center of transformative historical events that have left an indelible mark on the world. In this video, we will explore 10 captivating facts that highlight the historical significance of Greece, each reflecting a different aspect of this fascinating nation. 1. Birthplace of Democracy. One of the most enduring legacies of ancient Greece is its invention of democracy, a political system that continues to shape the governance of countries around the world. Democracy, as we understand it today, was first developed in Athens around the 5th century BCE, during the leadership of figures like Cleisthenes and Pericles. In the Athenian model, all free male citizens were allowed to participate directly in the decision-making processes of government, rather than having a monarch or ruling class dictate policies. This system, known as direct democracy, allowed citizens to vote on laws, military decisions, and public officials. Although the Greek concept of democracy was far from perfect by modern standards, it excluded women, slaves, and non-citizens. It marked a radical departure from the oligarchic and monarchical systems that prevailed in most other parts of the world at the time. 2. The birthplace of Western philosophy. Greece is also widely recognized as the birthplace of Western philosophy. The intellectual tradition that emerged in ancient Greece, particularly in the city of Athens, has shaped the way we think about ethics, metaphysics, politics, and knowledge to this day. Philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle not only established the foundations of philosophical thought, but also influenced the development of science, mathematics, and logic. Socrates, considered the father of Western philosophy, introduced the method of dialectical reasoning, encouraging critical thinking and questioning of established norms. His pupil, Plato, founded the Academy, one of the first institutions of higher learning in the Western world, where he taught his philosophy on ideal forms, politics, and ethics. 3. The birth of the Olympic Games. The Olympic Games, which are now a global event watched by millions, have their origins in ancient Greece. The first Olympic Games were held in 776 BCE in Olympia, a sanctuary dedicated to the Greek god Zeus. These games were originally a religious festival, with athletes competing in various sports to honor Zeus. The event was so significant that it was used as a way of measuring time in ancient Greece, with each Olympic cycle marking a 4-year period. The original Olympic Games were modest in scale, featuring only a foot race, but over time, more events were added, including wrestling, boxing, chariot racing, and the pentathlon. The games were held every 4 years and attracted competitors from all over the Greek world. In 1896, the modern Olympic Games were revived in Athens, bringing ancient traditions back to life and creating a global sporting event that continues to be celebrated today. 4. The ancient Greek Empire and the spread of Hellenism. Ancient Greece's historical influence expanded significantly after the rise of the Macedonian Empire under Alexander the Great. Born in 356 BC, Alexander became one of the most successful military leaders in history, conquering vast territories across Europe, Asia, and Africa. His conquests spread Greek culture, language, and ideas throughout the known world, a phenomenon known as Hellenism. Alexander's empire, which stretched from Greece to Egypt, Persia, and India, was short-lived, but its cultural impact endured for centuries. Greek language and customs were adopted by people across the regions Alexander conquered, and the spread of Greek philosophy, art, and architecture shaped the development of cultures from the Mediterranean to the Middle East and Asia. 5. The influence of Greek architecture. Greek architecture is another enduring legacy that continues to inspire and influence buildings around the world. The iconic Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian columns, which were first developed by the ancient Greeks, remain some of the most recognizable features in classical architecture. These columns were used in the construction of temples, public buildings, and theaters, many of which have survived to this day, such as the Parthenon in Athens. Greek architecture is also known for its emphasis on symmetry, proportion, and balance, principles that were seen as reflective of the harmony of the universe. The use of these principles in Greek architecture has influenced architectural styles throughout history, from Roman architecture to the Renaissance and beyond. In fact, the design of many government buildings and monuments around the world, including the U.S. Capitol and the White House, is heavily inspired by ancient Greek styles. 6. The importance of Greek mythology. Greek mythology is rich with stories of gods, heroes, and mythical creatures, and it has played a major role in shaping Western culture. The gods and goddesses of Mount Olympus, such as Zeus, Hera, Athena, and Apollo, represented various aspects of human existence, from love and wisdom to war and the elements of nature. These myths were not just stories, but were used to explain natural phenomena, human behavior, and the origins of the world. Greek mythology continues to captivate audiences and inspire literature, art, and popular culture. Characters like Hercules, Achilles, and Odysseus have become legendary figures, and their stories are still told in various forms of media today. The lessons and moral teachings embedded in Greek myths continue to resonate with modern audiences, making Greek mythology a timeless and important part of Greece's cultural heritage. 7. The ancient Greek city-states and the concept of citizenship. Ancient Greece was not a unified country as we know it today. Instead, it was made up of independent city-states, or polis, each with its own government, laws, and customs. These city-states, such as Athens, Sparta, Corinth, and Thebes, often competed with one another, but they shared a common Greek identity and language. The concept of citizenship in ancient Greece was revolutionary. In Athens, for example, citizenship was a privilege reserved for free men who had completed their military service. Citizens were expected to participate in political life, including voting on laws, serving on juries, and taking part in the assembly. This idea of active participation in government laid the foundations for modern political systems and democracy. 8. The Greek influence on modern science and mathematics. Greece was also the birthplace of many groundbreaking developments in science and mathematics. Figures like Pythagoras, Euclid, Archimedes, and Hippocrates revolutionized the way humans understood the natural world. Pythagoras is famous for the Pythagorean theorem, which is still taught in schools today. Euclid's work on geometry laid the foundation for much of modern mathematics, while Archimedes made significant contributions to physics and engineering, including the principle of buoyancy. Hippocrates, often referred to as the father of medicine, is credited with establishing medicine as a scientific discipline. His Hippocratic Oath, which is still taken by doctors today, emphasizes ethics and the responsibility of physicians to care for their patients. The scientific and mathematical advancements of the ancient Greeks continue to influence modern science, engineering, and medicine. 9. The rise of Greek theater and drama. Greek theater was a major cultural achievement of ancient Greece and has had a lasting impact on Western literature and performing arts. The Greeks were the first to develop drama as a form of storytelling, and many of the plays written by Greek playwrights, such as Sophocles, Euripides, and Aeschylus, are still performed today. Greek theater was often performed in large open-air theaters, such as the Theater of Epidaurus, and featured tragic and comedic plays that explored themes of morality, human nature, and the gods. The Greeks also introduced the concept of actors playing different roles and the use of masks, which are still common in theatrical performances today. 10. The role of Greece in the formation of the European Union. In more recent history, Greece has played a crucial role in the formation of the European Union, EU. As a founding member of the EU and later the Eurozone, Greece's inclusion in the EU was a symbol of the country's shift toward modernity and integration into the larger European framework. Greece's contribution to the EU extends beyond economics, as the country has been instrumental in promoting cultural and educational exchange between member states. Through programs like Erasmus, Greece has helped to foster a greater sense of European unity and shared identity. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Drop a comment with your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.